WorkSh3d.
Hello everyone, welcome to the WorkSh3d. I'm Jake, and today I'm going to show you how to set up the HTC Vive. If you didn't watch my last video, all I did was unbox everything, and now I'm going to show you how to set everything up. Starting with the lighthouses, because that's probably going to be the first step regardless. So we got the power plugs. I'm not going to show you where I plug in the actual power because that's unnecessary. You could find an outlet yourself. I'm going to show you my setup. It's probably going to be a very similar process if you got to set up your own system yourself. So I'm going to plug these lighthouses in, then I'm going to show you how to set them up and then set up your actual visor and everything else. Alright, so step one, you got to mount your lighthouses. So here I'm actually using the included mount for this lighthouse. It's pretty easy, you just screw it into the wall and then you just screw it onto the base. And then there's a little ball and pivot that lets you adjust the angle, and then you tighten that so it won't move around. And then you just plug in the AC adapter to the back. When you do that, you should either get B or C, it doesn't really matter which one you get. Then you also want to take off the protective sticker to help the lighthouses see each other better, so it's not seeing through that protective sticker. There we go. Moving the sticker off this one. And this one I'm just pretty much sitting on top of my bookshelf over here. Like I said before, just plug in the power cord and you should be good to go. What do we have here? We got B over here. So yeah, right now it's B and C. That's what you want. Unless you're using the included sync cable, if your lighthouses can't see each other, you're going to need to use that sync cable, and you're going to have to hit the mode button on the back of the lighthouse to change one of them to A and then B, so they can communicate that way. Now we'll just plug in the USB cable into the back of the computer. Like I said before, I'm using a display port to a mini display port for my video cable. So I'm plugging in the display port into my 970 card, and then I'm plugging the mini display port into the back of the breakout box. So the breakout box comes with a little adhesive strip. If you want to mount it to the side, I'm mounting it to the side of my desk here. And then just plug in the USB, plug in that mini display port, and then just plug in the power there. So pretty much you have the 3 cables on the one side, and then in the front you have 3 more cables, and those go to the headset. That goes into that 3-in-1 cable that's right here. Whenever I'm going to use the Vive, I just plug it into the side of my desk there because I have it mounted. It's an HDMI cable, it's a USB cable, and a power cable. And then you should get power on the Vive. And don't forget to remove the protective cover off the camera lens. So then you get a little audio head port coming right outside the headset. You plug in your headphones right there. You can use any headphones you want. So then we go to the computer. You're going to need Steam, obviously. Then you're going to install Steam VR. And if you want to, this part's optional. You can go into the properties and go into the beta, and you get earlier updates, but you might get buggier updates. But that's pretty much any beta you're going to join. So let that update. Now on the Vive, you can adjust the length of your visor so the screen's either farther away, and gives you more room for your glasses in there. You just pull out this knob, pull out the other knob, and then you just twist them to your desired setting. So once you have that all set up, go back to Steam VR, open it up, it'll go into setup mode. It's gonna want you to clear your play space wherever you're playing. Put the headset in the middle of the room, visible to the lighthouses and hold the two controllers up. Make sure you turn both controllers on. I was having little issues with one of them. As you can see here, my second controller wasn't connecting properly. You can tell by the light not being the same color. It's the blue one that's giving me the issue. So make sure you plug those in to the USB. Right click in the bottom of the Steam VR settings and just go to update firmware. So it's going to update the firmware to the headset. And you're going to hear it disconnect and reconnect a few times, that USB sound that you usually get. Then you got to plug in the controllers and do the same thing. You're also going to want to go into the settings and enable the camera. For some reason that's not enabled by default, but you're going to want to use that because it's going to actually let you see your surroundings with the chaperone settings on, so you can see what's actually around you. Like I said, plug in those USB cables run to the bottom of those controls to connect them to your computer. Make sure you update those firmwares. It's pretty automatic. I was having issues here, but it seemed to work perfectly fine afterwards. And then the other controller worked perfectly fine. It's just automatic once you go into those settings. So that's going to restart Steam VR. Go back into the setup. It's going to do the same thing. Have the headset visible to the lighthouses and have both controllers on. And just point them up in there. If they're not connecting, you might have to go into pair controllers and then just hold the two menu buttons on the Vive controller and it should pair up, and there you go. Now you want to point one controller to your monitor and just pull the trigger. It's going to help calibrate your front and back of your play space. Once you do that, hit next. Then you want to put both controllers on the floor. Not necessarily in the center of your play space, but it might help. And then just pull the trigger while it's on the ground, so it calibrates your floor, so it gives you an accurate height. So if your height's like way off in the game, this might be your issue. And then we're gonna measure the outline of your play space. You take one of the controllers. You don't actually need both of them for this stage. I use both just because. You just hold the trigger on one of them and you hear it vibrating while you're moving around your play space, and just go around the whole perimeter. As you can see, it's going to digitally outline it. And if your space is too small, it's going to tell you. Just keep doing it a few times to get an accurate reading of your play space. And if your room is just big enough, it'll work. You might have to give it a few tries, but it'll happen. Like I did. I had to kind of extend things a little bit here, but I made it work. So once you do that, you get setup is complete. Just put on that headset and go straight into the tutorial. And if your headset's not very comfortable, you may have to just adjust the velcro straps to give you more room in it, like I had to do because my head's too big. And then you also have a knob on the side that adjusts the distance between your pupils, which will help the focus. So once you start the tutorial, it's going to give you an audio setup to make sure you have your headphones on the correct way and it's working properly. And then you're in this little play space, and it's a nice tutorial how to look around and use these controls in the Vive space. So thank you for watching. I hope that helped you. Please let me know in the comments below if you want to see me do a Let's Play in any game specifically. Please share and subscribe, and I'll see you next time in the work shed.